Our banana meringue royale transforms a humble classic into a dessert worthy of the throne. Hey, Coconetta! This is the coolest dish, isn't it? Yes, dessert made for royalty. No, you can't get any bit of nothing in with your egg whites. Right, that's how we separate them outside the bowl. In case a yolk bursts, it doesn't ruin the rest of them. Oh, something just settled. Like when the bottle used to hum before yanking me back in. Only, good grief, nicer. What? More, everybody breathe. Less HE double hockey sticks. In another bowl, whisk together 2/3 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of flour. It's the stiffener here, and a little bit of kosher salt. Whisk that all together and get out any lumps. Trust me here. Take 1.5 cups of milk and heat that up on the top of a double boiler. The bowl is over simmering water to gently heat it up. That shouldn't be possible. Not without by the glitter of all that glows. Sugar, you just saw something big. I know, it's really big. Marina! The mermaid under the table, Marina? Oh, when it gets close to steaming, gradually add in your sugar flour mixture. A whisk will get out any lumps real fast. Stir this constantly for like 5 to 7 minutes while it thickens right on up. Pour about half of it into the egg yolks while whisking constantly, and pour it all back into the double boiler. This is called tempering, and it raises the heat of the yolks without making scrambled eggs. And she had a crown. Well, I'll be dipped in disco dust. Of course she did. That crown isn't rolling anything. It's holding things together. Which means, while we're out here chasing your bottle, Marina's keeping the kitchen from going to HE double hockey sticks. And back over at the stove, cook this for another 3 to 5 minutes till it's thick and silky. See how thick it got? It forms a ribbon on top of itself. Add in 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, a teaspoon of banana extract, and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. The custard should be thick but pourable. Place a lid over top to keep it warm while we whip up some meringue. We want hot custard on. It helps the meringue, and I'll tell you more about it later. Right. Remind me to curtsy next time. Oh, she'd hate that. If Marina's holding the line, all right, then we bring that bottle home. Shucky darn it. Let's go. To your whites, add half a teaspoon of cream of tartar and a pinch of kosher salt. Whisk this until it's nice and foamy all the way to the bottom. It'll peak and be stiff on the whisk. Flip that puppy on high speed and gradually add in 3/4 cup of sugar, 1 tablespoon at a time. Give the sugar granules time to dissolve. If you want super firm meringue, add in a tablespoon of cornstarch. Just met clearly says the bottle is ahead. Poopy? It depends upon what ahead means. Dadgummit! Do not call me Poopy! Whee! See? Criminy, I told you! Here's how to fill your piping bag so you don't get air bubbles that burp when you pipe your meringue. If you see any air pockets on the side, pinch it and it goes away. Now we're ready to put it all together. A layer of Nilla wafers, a layer of banana coins, and a layer of your delicious banana custard. And repeat. Boom shakalaka laka, boom shakalaka laka, boom boom boom. Pipe large, tall rosettes and swirls. Make sure you touch the side because the meringue will want to shrink and pull away some later. Warm custard helps the meringue to bond to it. If the custard's cool, steam forms in between the layers and the meringue lifts off. It shrinks away from the edges, and that gap equals weeping, which is little water droplets all over it, and we don't want it. Pipe a kiss to fill in any gaps. And bake for 15 to 18 minutes. Your meringue will turn a golden brown. It's beautiful! Finally, good gravy. You can touch up anything later with your torch if you want. Don't bake longer than 20 minutes or it can shrink and bead. Let it cool at room temperature for an hour before chilling for 4 hours or overnight before serving. If it shrinks overnight, don't worry about that. This is a classic meringue behavior, not a failure. What? What is this?